Let's find out what happens when your favorite superheroes grow up and have kids of their own, here in the Poindexter Lounge. What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and I am so thankful that you chose to spend a little bit of time here with me. Look, if you're new to the channel, just know this. The Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where we can talk about all the things that we love, including toys. And today we are talking about these DC icons, Supersons action figure, Damian Wayne Robin, and of course, Jonathan Kent Superboy. Now, look, today we're in a different place because usually I'm in a studio, but today we are actually in my toy room. That's right, we're in my toy room. That's one half of the toy room right there. We got lots of stuff here, and today is a special day because we're gonna do this review right there on the USS flag. Let's do it now. All right, folks, so this is a set that I have been wanting to review for quite a while. I got these actually last summer at a comic book shop in Western Michigan. As you can see here, it's got the price tag sticker that came off, because I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it, because I paid a pretty good price for these figures, but it was something that I really wanted, and actually it was for my birthday. Tiffany got it for me because I have an awesome wife, and she knows what I like. And so this was one of the things that I got for my birthday this last year because I really wanted this set. Before we go over this, if you don't know the story of Damian Wayne, Batman's son, and of course Jonathan Kent, Superman's son, let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so we're going to try to keep this as brief and to the point as possible. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of comic book readers out there who are like, oh, but you missed this part, and you didn't say this, and you missed this important fact, and you can put all that down in the comment section, and that is fine, and hey, let's school some people. But I'm just going to give a basic overview of who these guys are. Here's Damian Wayne here. And he is the new Robin. Has been actually for a while. I wouldn't say he's new because he's been around for a while now. But he is the son of Bruce Wayne with Talia al Ghul, who is Ra's al Ghul's daughter. And he came to end up living with Bruce, but there was a whole storyline behind it and reasons behind it, and you can read all of that in DC Comics. But just know that he is Batman's son. He's got a really hot temper. He thinks that he's really just a kick butt kind of guy, to put it nicely, and he gets himself in a lot of trouble sometimes. He thinks he can handle things that he can't. Batman's really trying to do right by him and trying to raise him in the right way, but it's been a lot of deprogramming from his time with the League of Shadows, with the assassins and everything with Ra's al Ghul. And so it's kind of deprogramming him from that, kind of teaching him the ropes, and he has become the new Robin. I really like his costume, and I really like his character. He's got an attitude problem, but it's not annoying like Jason Todd was written. Sometimes it gets a little cringy, but for the most part, I like it, and I like his attitude that he has, because basically he's got a big chip on his shoulder. Now, then you have Jonathan Kent. Now, that's a little bit more... there's a lot more to that, because years ago Superman had a storyline that a lot of us knew, where, you know, he lived, he died, he came back again. There was a whole thing like that. And then a few years ago, DC Comics did something called the New 52, where they used the Flashpoint paradox to kind of reset and reboot the entire DC universe. In doing that, they rebooted a lot of the characters themselves, including Superman. So his backstory was different now. He still kind of went through some of those things that we had heard about, but we didn't really know where they fit in the timeline, and just different things like that, and that's how they went. Well, the New 52 wasn't as popular with a lot of people. I know there's some people out there who love the New 52, but the New 52 started to kind of wane, and people were kind of upset about the whole storyline for a while. So they started this other kind of side series called Lois and Clark, which talked about how even though the Flashpoint paradox had rebooted everything, somehow that Superman that we all knew, you know, from the mid 80s through the 90s and early 2000s, somehow he had survived along with Lois Lane, and now they had a son named Jonathan who had started off as a baby and was now a young man, and they were living in the New 52 world. It's like I said, it's a little complicated. They were living in the New 52 world, but they were kind of incognito and kind of doing things. Well, then the Superman from the New 52 became, I believe, poisoned with kryptonite or poisoned somehow, and ended up dying. All right. Thus, the old Superman stepped in when they did the new Rebirth storyline. And I know, like I said, people are going to be like, oh, you're missing this, you're missing that, you're missing everything. That's basically what happened. He stepped back in, everything kind of rebooted after that even, and everything kind of melded together. In that, their son, Jonathan Kent, ended up developing some of his powers. And in developing some of his powers, he put this Superman sweatshirt on. He wasn't really, at first, he didn't know that his dad was Superman. And then he came to find that out, came to find out his heritage, where he was from, what happened. And so he donned the moniker of Superboy. In that, we got the Supersons storyline, where both Damian Wayne and Superboy, Jonathan Kent, worked together and did some things. And that was a cool storyline. That was some cool stuff to see. It was cool to see Batman and Superman's sons doing stuff because, Jonathan had that innocence, that naivety. And of course, Damian Wayne was a hard-nosed, knows everything kind of guy. And so we got that storyline. So that, in a nutshell, is this. Now, they've done a lot of things since with Superboy. They aged him up, which not everybody agrees with. And they sent him to the future for a while to work with the Legion of Superheroes. If you know the original, Superboy storyline that used to be, Superboy went into the future to grow into the Superman that he needed to be, and he worked with the Legion of Superheroes in the future. Well, they kind of did that in a new way with this Superboy. And so when he comes back now, he's kind of a man, and a lot of people disagree with that, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to go ahead now and open these figures. That's your crash course in who these figures are and what the Supersons storyline was all about. You can put your complaints, your comments, and your additions down in the comment section. Let's review the figure. We've got this cool packaging. The DC Icons packaging is pretty just, straightforward. There's not a lot of bells and whistles to it. It's only a couple of colors. It's pretty simple, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. Here on the top, we've got the Supersons logo in black and red, and it's got some blue on there, and that looks really nice. I really like that. And it's just a plain white background, so there's not a lot to it. It looks really cool. Then, of course, we got this giant window here in the front where you can see the figures themselves. It's a nice display piece. If you want to just keep it in the box, you can. I almost hate to pull it out because it just looks so nice and it's all there, but I'm going to. It's got the DC Icons logo down here. It's got the DC Collectibles logo right there. And here on the side, it's number.
So I would love to continue showing you that box, but unfortunately, apparently somewhere in the middle of opening that box and showing the box and everything, the footage got lost and it disappeared. I have no idea where it's at. It's just gone. It just is vamoose. So I return you to the video after the box has been opened. I apologize.
And here finally, after many attempts, I finally got these guys to stand. You don't know, these guys were really hard to get to stand. So that's one thing to know. Man, it took me quite a while just to get them posed this way. So we'll see what we do going forward. Let's go ahead and take a look at the figures themselves, at the sculpting. Here, first of all, we'll take a look at Damian Wayne because he stood a little easier than the rest. I like his hair. He's got this spiky hair in the back here, if you can see that. If I can get in focus. That's spiky there, hair. Spiky there, hair. He's got some spiky hair there. Here we got the mask. I really like the mask. I like the smirk on his face. That's totally his Robin. I like this sculpting. I really like this Robin costume. The Robin costume has gone through many evolutions, and it's nice to see one that is just kind of, cool and, not kind of a laughing thing. It's still kind of got that red for the Robin, for the red-breasted bird kind of thing going on, and it's got kind of that gymnast look a little bit, but this is more kind of a ninja-like look. He's got some nice sculpting down here on the boots with some tassels and some in his laces there. They do have a hole in the foot, so if we could find a peg to go on there, that'd be really great. Some nice sculpting here with the gauntlets. Got a couple of gauntlets, and with these gauntlets right there, those look really nice. I like the coloring. I like all that. I like the cape. The cape is molded really well. I like the fact that it's got these little jagged edges here. That's really cool. And then of course it's yellow on one side, black on the outside. And then it looks like it's supposed to be a hood because that's what he has. that's Robin. Now let's take a look at Superboy, who is really hard to stand. I like his hair. Mine's got like this little notch right here, and that kind of stinks because his hair is supposed to be black. And I don't think that's a piece of paper or anything. I think that that's actually just a niche out of the paint itself. So that kind of stinks. But otherwise, his hair looks really nice. I mean, it's got that classic Superman kind of hair. It's a little long, but that's awesome. You know, he's a little younger. I like his face. He's full of optimism. You can see it in his eyes. That's really cool. I like the fact that, like I said, Superboy here in the Rebirth story, he didn't have like an actual Superboy outfit or Superman outfit. He just had a Superman hoodie that he wore, and you can see it zips up here in the middle. And so this could have been like from anybody. I can't remember exactly where he got it. It's been a while since I've read that story, but like I think he just kind of picked this up, and he's got jeans on, tattered jeans that have holes on him. He's wearing sneakers there, but a lot of nice detail in that. I really dig that. He's got a cape back here. I actually kind of like that S. That's a little different than anything I've ever really seen before. So I always like an S on the cape, and that's just kind of a nice touch right there. Back here, we just got some standard molding. Oh, he's got actual print on there. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like it more incognito instead of actually being printed on him, but I guess the cape covers that, so it's all right. The cape is nice. Both capes are nice. They're kind of a rubbery material, and that is Superboy. Let's take a look at the articulation. So with Robin here, he's got some different points of articulation than some of the figures that we have reviewed before. His head does go all the way around. It's on a ball joint. It goes side to side. It goes up and down like so. It will go up a little bit, but it's not going to go like straight up. You know, you're not going to get it straight up like that. His arms will go out. They're on a hinge there. You could get this arm to go all the way around, but the cape is impeding a lot of his movement there. He does have a bicep swivel right there, and he has a double bending elbow. You can see right there. And of course his hands will come out. So he's got this hand. I'm going to take this hand out, and I'm going to replace it with a hand that we can put his staff in later. So do that. So you see here his hand will bend up and down. His other arm does the exact same thing. He does have this ab crunch, as you can see right here. It's a double ab crunch. We'll go around there. He will spin around on that ball joint right there in the middle. He does not, though it appears, no, he doesn't turn around at the waist because of how this is in there. This is like a big hip kind of thing right there for an extra ab crunch. So it's made really different. He will do the splits like so, around that little ball joint in there. No thigh swivel, but his leg will, there's this thigh swivel up there at the ball joint. So double bending knee with the knee pad right there. And then his foot will go all the way around and go up and down. It's one of those things, though, that leaves a little bit of room in there, so you want to be careful how you bend that. His other leg does the exact same thing. Superboy has the exact same articulation. He's got the head on a ball joint right there. We'll go all the way around. Da-da-da-da-da. Goes up and down. Would like to see a little bit more up movement, but, you know, it is what it is. His arm, though, will go all the way around, as you can see, because his cape is not impeding it. It does go out like so. He's got the same swivel there at the bicep. He's got the same double bending elbow. And he also has wrists that go around and back and forth. And we are going to take this hand out and replace it with a flying hand. Like so. He's got the same ab crunch, as you can see right here. Goes up and down. He will go around at that ball joint. This is really tight, though, so you want to be careful that you don't pop it out. And I think it'll go back, but you want to do that. Now, here's one thing that's a little annoying about this figure is this might just be my figure, but his hips are really super loose here. That ball joint there is super loose, and so you have to kind of press it up into him to get it to look right, because otherwise it wants to come down and it looks like it's separated from his body, and I don't like that look for sure. He does have a double bending knee, and his foot does the exact same thing, as you can see right there. let's take a look at Robin's accessory. He comes with all these different hands over here. As you can see, he's got a ton of different hands for different things. He's got grabbing hands, he's got fists, he's got these cool hands that have these like ninja claw weapons in them. So are those batarangs? It's like a weird bat claw thing that I think he has in the comics. But it also has this one. It has that right there, and that is actually in the hand. Those don't come out. He also comes with his staff. I'm going to go ahead and put that in his hand now. You can see there, he looks really good with his staff, and looks like he's ready to kick some butt with Batman or his new pal, Superboy. Superboy also comes with a bunch of hands, flying hands, grabbing hands, and some fists. But that is there's no accessory to put in his hands. But he does come with this cool flying stand right here. And I'm guessing you just put him on just like this. Just like that. And then you can make it like he's flying away. And if you do that, you can make it look like he's flying away, like so. All right, so if you're wondering how this Robin compares in scale to other Robins that are out there, here is all of my Robin collection currently. And you can see how it compares. Here, of course, is a Tim Drake Robin. He is a 6-inch figure from the DC Multiverse. So you can see there is quite a height difference there. This is actually a Damian Wayne back here that was in the DC Multiverse figures. And you can see the size difference there. Here we're going, this is another Damian Wayne, the new DC figures that came out here from Spin Master. And so I haven't opened him yet, but I plan on doing a review of him. But you can see they're kind of similar in height. So it's about 4.5 inches, 4 inches, somewhere in there. Now we're going old school with a, this isn't the Superpowers one. This is the other DC line that came after Superpowers. And there's that Robin. Here is a little classic Robin from the old TV show that I got with a Batman and a Batmobile. And then we're going way old school there with a Mego action figure. And so you can see, nice little collection of Robin figures. This does not include, of course, Nightwing, but these are just the Robin figures themselves. So you can see where he scales. There are no other Superboy figures for Jonathan Kent, so I mean we could throw in some Superboy figures, but I figured I would just wanted to show you the scale of these figures. So there you have it, guys. That is my review of the DC Icons 2-pack of Robin and Superboy. What did you guys think of the review? Do you guys like these reviews? Let me know down in the comments section, or better yet, follow me on social media. Let's go ahead and have some conversations about our toys. You can share with me how you display your toys. I love seeing people's displays for their toys. And you can show me how you do stuff. It's an inspiration for others who have toys and want to know how they can go ahead and show them off. So please do that. Follow me on social media. Let's have a conversation, because that's what the Poindexter Lounge is all about. It's a place for nerds. It's a place where you and I can get together and talk about all the things that we love. And toys are one of those things. Also, you know, if you get these, they're really nice figures. I really dig these, and I hope that you do too. But they are a pretty penny, and they're hard to find. And I will encourage you that if you get them, make sure that you have some kind of system for putting your little accessories away. You know, I started a little system finally of being able to kind of bag up some of the extra accessories, you know, all these extra hands and stuff, put them away so that they don't get lost, because I don't want them on the shelf with the toy itself, because stuff gets moved, stuff gets knocked over, and all of a sudden little pieces are lost. And it's amazing how you can spend all this time trying to set up like one figure, and then something falls over, and then you got to start all over again, and then something falls on the floor and you can't find it, and you're like, where in the world did it go? It's like in its own little vortex multiverse kind of thing. So I encourage you to do that. But hey, like I said, follow me on social media. Let's have some conversations about our toys. And thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You can see them right here. I'm grateful to all of you guys. You guys keep the things running around here, and I am definitely thankful for everyone who stops by the Poindexter Lounge and gives us a little bit of your time and has some fun along with us. Until next time, my name is Enosh, and I'll see you in the toy aisle.